What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone, along with Jack Dobbins from the Playoff Push Podcast. We're here once again doing our 21st Century City Athlete Draft. Right now, Jack is up 2-0, and we have a very special guest, Bat Boy Shelly, coming off a historic week for himself. Jack, Eric, how was it covering MLB All-Star Week? And for you, Eric, Fanatics Fest?
The Fanatics Fest was nuts, man. That might have been like the busiest week in Bat Boys history, to be completely honest. Going from Philadelphia to New York and back down to DC, all the travel and all the names we met. It was pretty surreal. Justin Bieber, Novak Djokovic, my favorite tennis player, Tom Brady, Kevin Hart. There's so many big names. And then, Jack, you can attest to what Philly was like because they put on a great show.
It's absolutely bonkers. Eric did not mention Victor Wembanyama pulling through. I just have to say that. The fact that name did not come out was insane. But yeah, Philly was remarkable. Obviously, Bat Boys, huge. Getting to do the All-Star Game coverage and the media day and all that good stuff. Down here at the Playoff Push Podcast, we got the red carpet. It was a very good time. We had the most interviews of basically anybody there. We got 7 players, which is, I would guess, the most of non-MLB outlets. So it was very well done. The biggest week in the history of the show, and just hoping to see it grow from here. But I'm happy to be back here on JD Sports Zone defending my title.
I mean, it's absolutely awesome to hear that from the both of you. And, I look forward to more content coming out from both of your guys' outlets heading into the future. Now, Jack, you know how this goes. It's a snake draft. It goes 1 to 3. Eric, you're our guest, so you're going to choose the order. If you want to get the first pick, who goes second? Who goes third? I have my big draft board right here on my phone, but Eric, it's up to you, man.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to clarify, we don't have to fill any positions, and it's 9 rounds, and it's going to be snake back and forth.
hmm
I'm going to give myself the first pick because there's one guy that I know that I want, and then from there I'll let it trickle down. Uh, Jack, you could take second. Reigning champ,
Okay.
put you in the
Okay.
middle. I feel like that's not even the strategy you really want from a snake perspective. If you can double down in a 3-man snake, but hey, who knows? But I'll take the one because I know who I want to kick it off.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Got
Awesome.
to
I'll
I have
be
take
some
number three.
ideas.
I'll take number 3. But Eric, whenever you're ready with the first pick in this 21st century DC draft.
easily. It's got to be Alexander Ovechkin for me. I mean that's a lot.
Mm.
Surefire. He's got to be my number one. There's a lot of Capitals talent on the board, but the grade 8 is probably some of the best talent hockey's ever seen. So he's going to be my number one for DC Sports Draft.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the objectively correct pick. I was hoping for some reason you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go baseball first overall and let Ovechkin fall to 2.
No, it's absolutely unanimous. I mean, Alexander Ovechkin would probably be 1-1 consensus, and I Jack was just really hoping he was hoping for a miracle there. But Jack, number 2, man.
Number 2, I think, is maybe not as obvious as Ovechkin at the 1, but I think it's still a pretty big gap between 2 and the rest of the field. I will be taking Max Scherzer with the number 2 overall pick. 2 Cy Youngs, a World Series, 2 no-hitters, a 20 strikeout game. I mean, he did it all in his time in Washington. Easily the best stop of his Hall of Fame career. Scherzer at the 2.
Now I get back-to-back picks here because then it's going to go 3-2-1. And going off the back of your World Series, I'm going to go with the MVP in 2019, Mr. Steven Strasburg, World Series MVP,
Mm.
3-time All-Star. In my opinion, he'd be in Cooperstown if he did not get injured and dealt with injuries out there. So I love
Okay.
Strasburg there. Number 4. Now it's between two guys for me, but I'm gonna go with MVP, 6-time All-Star with the Washington Nationals, Eric's favorite player growing up, Mr. Bryce Harper. Yeah,
Yeah, that stings to see him go off the board. Yeah, yeah. I didn't expect him to fall all the way down to 6, but
Yeah,
damn it.
I like the pick. I was actually going to take him if he fell somehow, but obviously did not fall. With my next pick, I'm going to go with a man who, at his in his peak, was one of the best players in the entire NBA. Give me John Wall.
Mm. As much as I love Mr. Dougie, I don't know if I would have put him in my top 5 or top 6. I mean, I had him at number 12, but I love John Wall. I love
Here's
John.
the thing. Think about the history of the Washington Wizards. Think about all the players they've had. Their all-time assist leader, their all-time steals leader, a five-time All-Star for a team that's really struggled, especially since 2000. He was kind of the beam of light that they had during that time. And in addition to how iconic he was, I think it's a very fair pick.
Yeah.
No, I like the pick, Jack, because I think it totally affects how the rest of this is going to trickle down. There's not a ton of depth and talent when you look at the other three sports compared to the Wizards. Soon, hopefully, they turn that around this season. With my next pick, I'm going to lock up. I can't see another Nat fall off the board and not have him. Give me Ryan Zimmerman, Mr. Employee number 11, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Walk Off. Another one of my favorites growing up, so I'm going to take him.
No, I absolutely love Mr. National. And, I was talking with Danny Espinoza about him going to Ryan Zimmerman's retirement ceremony and probably one of the greatest experiences from a national standpoint. But, Eric, you get back to back picks.
Yeah. See, this is tricky. Do I want to go over to the football department? It's looking so tempting, and it probably will bite me in the butt in the later rounds here. But I'm going to take Backstrom. I want Nicholas Backstrom.
Oh,
And OG paired
no!
up together here. So I'm locking in Backy here.
He was my next pick.
Wow.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean the guy has over 1,000 NHL points. He was an all-star. I mean, you really can't go wrong there. But Jack, I know you're a big hockey guy, so take your next hockey guy off the board.
I'm not going to.
Mm.
That was going to be my pick. So now I have to totally reconsider where I'm going to go. And this is a pick that I don't know if any of you saw coming this early, but I don't care. I'm locking him down. He's been one of the best in the entire game at his position of the last few years, the last few decades, and he's one of the best of all time at the offensive tackle position. Give
Anthony
me Trent
Rendon.
Williams
He was on the
from
board. He was
the
on the
Washington
board for me.
Commanders.
Wow. Wow. Ball knowledge. Nothing but ball knowledge to you, Jack, because I had written that down in the final moments before on my notes here is like, oh, that's a guy I'm going to snatch up later on when no one's thinking about it. But I respect the pick taking it this early.
He was a dog, man, especially in Washington, dude.
As a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I hated seeing that D line go against Trent Williams. So honestly, I do love the pick there. That actually was going to be my next pick as a sneaky pick. But so I'm gonna kind of divert from that. Now it's between two guys here, and it's really, really close. I think I'm actually gonna go with my first NHL guy off the board, Stanley Cup champion. I'm a Blues fan, but I didn't. I'm gonna go with TJ Oshie. I'm gonna go with TJ Oshie here. I think it may be a little bit early, but I'm gonna go TJ Oshie.
It may be early, but I mean that's a star player that your unit can build around for years to come. And I think he had his best years in Washington. Truly,
He
got to his
did.
I like the pick. I do like it. I don't know about this early, but I really do like the pick overall. Just such a cornerstone, I would say.
But I do get back-to-back picks here, and you already took Backstrom. I got my Washington Capital. I'm gonna go with. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pair with another former Washington National, four-time Silver Slugger during his 10-year Juan Soto. I'm gonna go with Juan Soto. Yeah.
I like the
I
pick.
mean, it's hard to hate it. You can't really hate it. There's not much to go against there. Um, good pick.
I was intrigued to see when he would come off of the board, just given where he's at with the Mets now and how that might affect his legacy, if you will, in Washington. But it's hard to remember, like he was even a Padre there for a second. His best years have obviously come in Washington. I like the pick.
I mean, most days I forget he was a Yankee, so I mean that's that there too. But Jack, who's your next pick, man?
Now, it's ironic that you were like, oh, yeah, he was a Padre because the player that I'm going to go with next was drafted by the Padres before making his way over to the Washington Nationals, was traded on June 14th, 2015 as a part of a trade that sent Will Myers to the Padres. The Washington Nationals acquired one of the best speedsters of the 21st century, Trey Turner.
I like the pick. I like it. I was intrigued to see when he was going to come off of the board here.
And the answer is
Honestly, they're
now.
paying Trey Turner 300 million to be absolutely average in Philadelphia. I feel like I could do better out there. So I don't really know. I really don't know. He's been doing absolutely nothing for me on my fantasy team. So just this year alone. But yeah. But
I
Eric, I mean, who's your back-to-back picks, man?
I'm thinking about it, not trying to stall too hard here, but I do like how the strategy is rolling out because I'm gonna fall back on my Nats knowledge in the later rounds. Right now, I want to lock up some Wizards talent before it goes off the board. Give me Bradley
Mm.
Beal. I think if it's not John Wall, then it's got to be Bradley Beal, in my opinion. There's another name floating out there, of course, that I could get near, but I really want to.
The question is, do you leave him on the board for me, assuming we're thinking of the same person?
I mean, I
Which I have a feeling we are.
we are. I think I'm going to take Agent. I'm going to take Gilbert Arenas here and double down
Eh.
on my Wizards picks.
Yeah, we were thinking of the same person.
I was really hoping for an NBA guy, and unfortunately, on the rest of my board, maybe one more Wizards guy there, but I mean, not in any of the recent rounds. So, I think it's a great pick there. Future Celtic, by the way, future Celtic Bradley Beal is going to be thrown out there. So, yeah. But Jack, next pick, I think it's Jack.
It is. It is me indeed. And I know I already have a Washington Commander. And, this guy did not play as a member of the Commanders at all. He was way retired by then. However, a four-time Pro Bowler and one of the most iconic defensive players that the Washington franchise has ever had. Give me London Fletcher at linebacker.
Mm. Yeah, no, I absolutely love London Fletcher. I mean, four-time Pro Bowler, two-time All-Pro, absolute stature for that Washington football franchise, for years to come. So I love the pick there, man. Absolutely.
I like it. It is a beast.
Now, I actually want to piggyback off of that. I think it may be a little early for this guy. Also, a four-time Pro Bowler for Washington. I think he was maybe 1 year on the football team before he went to the Eagles. But I'm going to go with Mr. Ryan Kerrigan. I love Ryan Kerrigan, so I think he's going to stack up nice there.
I really like the pick there. I did
He
not
was a sleeper pick for me.
around to me after the back-to-back basketball picks there. That was the guy. That was the guy I wanted.
And I'm looking at my back-to-back picks here, and this guy played for multiple teams in the National League East, played for the Phillies, played for Washington, loved his luxurious hair during his tenure with the Washington Nationals. Let's go with Jason Worth.
Let's
I think he's going to stack up nice
Mm.
there as well.
that game four walk
Wow.
alone seals him in Washington sports lore.
Oh, wait. I have where'd it go? I have a Jason Worth sign ball somewhere and I don't know where I put it now. It's somewhere. It's somewhere around here. Good pick though. I love the pick. Great pick.
Now, Jack, your fifth round pick, I think it's fifth round,
It is my sixth rounder.
sixth
I'm very
rounder.
excited.
I mean, just think.
And speaking of the sixth round, I will be taking a six-time Pro Bowler. I already took Trent Williams, but this time I'm going way early. I'm going a guy who started his career in 2000 with Washington, Chris Samuels. Welcome to the squad.
Yeah. Six-time Pro Bowler. Unfortunately, I don't think I was old enough really to get to see him in his prime. I'm only 22, so yeah, I think that's a great pick there. Later than expected, in my opinion, for Chris Samuels.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, Eric, your back-to-back picks.
This is tricky. I don't have any football representation. So I'm gonna go dive into that department now. I'm gonna take Terry McLaurin. I think yes, any Commanders fan right now, this guy, the quarterbacks that he's played underneath and the production that he has put up throughout it is remarkable. And to finally see him flourish underneath Jaden a couple of seasons ago was something really special. And I think we're going to see more of that this season. So I'm going to get Terry to back out the sixth round here. Uh, and then doubling down, I'm going to go back over to hockey here again.
You better not take my guy because I'm going hockey next round. So
I
you better
mean,
not take who I'm thinking of.
there's a handful of names that I have written down here. It's like I, I need my guy Tom Wilson. I need a goon. I need Tom Wilson, and I named my dog after him, so I'm taking Tom Wilson here. US Caps fans, they love the guy, and I think he's really coming in to assume a role of captain once Ovi exits the building potentially after next season. I'm just grateful for one more. But give me Tom Wilson.
You spared me. You spared me. You did not take the guy I was gonna go. I am gonna stick with the Caps, however, and this time I'm gonna head right into the net for the winning goaltender from the 2018 Stanley Cup squad, Braden Holtby. Let's go!
Whoa. Oh, Vizina Trophy winner. Yeah, that would have been my next pick. I was hoping to get another capital on the board, and unfortunately, I did not. But again, what a year for the Washington Capitals that year, man. Great pick there. Great pick there. Yeah. That kind of, I mean, I think Eric has said it every single time, changes the course of direction of where you're going to pick next. And that was going to be my next pick. But this name leaves a bitter taste in Angels fans' mouths ever since he was signed
Oh,
over
wow.
there. Phenomenal third baseman for Washington, by the way. Give me prime Anthony Rendon. I want to put that out there. Prime Anthony Rendon. And the next guy, I'm gonna go off the side of this. This is really close here. I'm gonna have to go with. You know what? I'm gonna take it to the WNBA. Seven-time
No!
All-Star with the
Oh, no,
WNBA, the
no!
Washington Mystics. Elena I don't know how to pronounce her name, but that's
Deladon!
gonna be my pick.
That was
EDD! EDD!
no!
Elena
EDD.
Deladon! The
I'm
GOAT!
gonna take that pick. That's where I'm gonna
Dude,
go.
I was trying to take her in the final round. I was hoping you guys would somehow just miss it and it would fall. I'm happy I took Holtby, but like, man, oh, I was debating that.
I do
Uh,
want to shout out Jay Jackson, the guy we had on for our Atlanta athlete draft. And he chose a WNBA player, and I knew Jack was gonna choose one. So I think I got the popularity vote. I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
you got it, man. I was right there. I swear you did not take her that pick. She was gone off the board the next pick.
Eric, have you ever been to any Washington Mystics games?
yeah, I went to a couple, I think in 2018, I want to say 2018-19 season, in that range. But it was right around the time they had won the championship, which was thrilling to get to see them playing basketball that good. And I remember one of the games I attended was a buzzer beater. I can't remember who we were playing. But shout out my friend Claire Collins for taking me to that game. W. Claire.
Former Chicago Sky member as well. So great pick there. But Jack, for your I think it's like seventh or eighth pick, it's something around there. I've
Yeah.
kind of lost count.
This is the eighth round, and I'm currently in a dilemma as to where to go here. I'm between two two people here, and I don't necessarily know which direction to go. You know what? I'll do it. I will stick with the NFL for now, I believe. And I'm just going to go with a guy who had a very strong prime, much like Rendon, and I'm going to go with Clinton Portis.
Like
Yeah,
it. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I don't like love the pick,
If you're
but
gonna have
I'll
an
take it.
RB represented in this list, it's gotta be him.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, as a late round selection, he was on my number 26. So yeah, I think that's a very strong pick there with Clinton Portis, two-time Pro Bowler as well. So yeah. But Eric, I think these are your last two picks, unless you guys want to go to 10 picks, because we have a little bit of extra time if y'all want to do that.
I'm down for 10. Here's the thing though. I want 10 to be like a totally non-serious round and you just pick a guy like a hall of solid kind of guy. I'm down for a 10th round if we do that. I think that's a good idea because I love a DC player that was not that good at all, but he's one of my favorites ever. So I'm down for that.
I could rock that for the 10th round. I
Okay.
I uh I don't know where I want to go here at the end though. I haven't kept incredible notes. And if I'm not mistaken, my Nats representation is lacking a little bit right now. But I should be focused on winning. So I'm gonna stick with the Capitals that maybe just didn't quite get the job done, but they were still great players.
Oh.
Give me Marcus Johansson and give me Justin Williams.
I'm gonna assume those
Huh.
are great picks because I have no idea who either of those guys are as a St. Louis Blues fan and as somebody who barely watches hockey. So I'm gonna assume that's a great. I'm gonna assume that's a great pick.
The
I'm
Justin
just
Williams one
hmm.
is maybe confusing, but I want it to be well-rounded. I want this team to play defense. I need them to be able to pass, and I feel like I need majority caps here at this point.
Yeah.
They need to know how to play puck. This squad.
I'm just very intrigued because that means that John Carlson gets left on the board.
Hmm.
Damn it! Wait, I didn't check my notes close enough. He's over here in the left at the last second. But yeah, that means I locked out John Carlson. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I wrote him down big font here on the left. Like, why wasn't he in this
All
conversation?
right, well, I'll take him if you're not going to. That's not who I was originally going to go with because I thought you were going to take him, but I will gladly take John Carlson if he's still on the board.
Hmm. That's your number nine pick, right, Jack?
That is number 9, correct?
Okay, so my number nine, I mean, I don't have any Washington Wizards, but I might save that for the Hall of Pretty Solid round. But I'm gonna go. It's between Mike Green, another Washington Capital, or this guy threw a no-hitter. He was a two-time All-Star, Mr. Jordan Zimmerman. So it's gonna be between Jordan
Yeah.
Zimmerman and Mike Green. And as a baseball guy, I cannot not go a no-hitter and I'm gonna take Jordan Zimmerman with my final, my nine pick. So I think that fits there.
I'm not against it. I think it's a very solid pick.
I like it. I'm really kind of upset at myself that I passed on not only John Carlson, but also Jordan Zimmerman. He was the last big national I had highlighted there.
Here's the thing though, with Zimmerman, when I think of him, I don't think of him as a definitive Washington national.
You think
When
of
I think
him
of
as a
Zimmerman, I
Tiger?
think of a lot of Detroit, which even though he was much better as a national, I'm not saying he was good in Detroit at all, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I was the biggest fan of baseball during 2016 through 2019 when he was in Detroit. I don't know. But I like the pick a lot.
I mean, it was either Zimmerman or if I had to go another national pitcher, maybe Gio Gonzalez. Because I mean, Gio
Yeah.
Gonzalez was great for Washington as well, especially in the 2010s, early 2010s era. So yeah. But Eric, we are now on the whole a pretty solid round, or maybe just a joke pick, for just the funny of it. So Eric, who's your number 10?
I mean, it depends on what our criteria, I guess, really is. If it's a funny pick or if it's a solid pick or like an underrated pick. Because if we're going underrated, you just shouted out Gio Gonzalez. I'd go in that direction. 20-game winner, like incredible. But if we're having fun with it, give me Gerardo Parra. How could you not? With all that he
Yeah.
played in 2019, I think I'm gonna punch him in as my honorary pick.
Okay.
Love it. I love that pick so much. That's great. I was thinking of like Tanner Roark. Like I was considering him, but I have my pick and I've had my pick for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, there is zero reason why he would ever be on my fantasy team other than the fact that I think I bless the earth that this man stands on. Had 589 receiving yards out of the backfield for the Washington football franchise back in 2020. Gave me the GOAT, JD McKissick.
Honestly, that's not who I thought where you were gonna go with. And honestly, that's a name out of nowhere. That's like a Chris Thompson type of pull for
Yeah,
Washington
Arkansas
yeah.
Commanders.
State legend.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I love the pick there for Washington. Now that's kind of thrown off my game because you went you went JD McKissick. Eric, who was your number 10?
I
Para.
took Para.
Or
Yeah,
Para.
it's dark.
I don't really know. For Wizards, um I really, I might have to go a random national here. Shout out the Hall of Pretty Good, Mr. Bryce Whitlow. He's a big fan of this guy.
Mm,
Big
And I'm
shout
gonna
out.
go with former Washington Nationals center fielder Denard Span. I think that's a great fit for my number 10 pick. As a, I wouldn't say really out there pick, but I'm gonna go with Denard Span as my number 10.
really
D-Span,
solid player.
man, solid player and even better person. I'll never forget one day when I was a little kid, I got to do like the kids run the show. The Washington Post like picks kids to help out, and I was on the grounds crew. But my mom was getting an autograph on the ticket stub where the players sign up along the line. And D-Span was in the middle of that crazy hit streak he had, and this little kid asked him for an autograph, said, I believe in you." And you're going to keep doing it today. You're going to keep it rolling. And Denard just replied, "I believe in me too." And that is stuck in my head to this day. Like, that's been such a good quote. Lean back on that. I believe in me too. Shout out D-Span.
That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I need to go
Perfect.
back. I need to go back to Bush Stadium. I haven't been to Bush Stadium since 2016. So that's yeah. I need to go back for the Cardinals, and I think that's a great childhood core memory. Jack Dobbins, I know you're a Yankees fan. Is there any childhood core memories that stick out to you going to Yankee Stadium?
Oh man. I'll be so real. I'm so far from Yankee Stadium that I didn't get to make as many trips there as I wanted to. Only maybe to been to 10 games there total, if even that. But one that I vividly remember was going to a Yankees Brewers game in 2017. And, just getting to be there. It was a great game, even though we lost it, I believe. But it didn't mean as much to me then. It means a lot more to me now because I looked through photos that my dad took from that day, and the opposing pitcher for that game, starting from Milwaukee, was Jimmy Nelson, my first ever MLB guest on the show. So just looking back at that, that's a core memory for me now. Thinking that, wow, I was in the stands and I loved this game, and he was the guy who really started the upwards trajectory of the show. So that's a good one for me.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
No, I think that's absolutely insane. And personally, for me, as a Cardinals fan growing up, I got to go to the Cardinals versus Nationals NLDS. With all the Worth guys, Harper was young, everything out there, and watching the Cardinals win in the 2012 NLDS. Unfortunately, we did lose the NLCS to the Giants, but I was at that final game in 2012. Absolutely, um, you know insane as a core memory. Now, Eric, I do actually want to ask you this very quick before we end off the episode and recap our teams. How was it being on MLB Network, man?
Dude, that was
Oh man.
nuts. Oh, just a childhood dream come true. Growing up watching Quick Pitch every single morning and then putting on intentional talk as soon as I got back home. Uh, just an absolute dream come true. And it was so cool to get to share Liam and I's story briefly, and hopefully reach some new audiences there in front of the live set there at Fanatics Fest. Might have been the coolest part, really. It wasn't even like a studio setup. It was on the floor there at Fanatics Fest, and people were able to look on. So just an insane experience, and a huge shout out to MLB for helping us make that happen.
Now, I do want to say, man, you and Liam and everybody and the whole crew are like huge inspirations to guys like me and Jack and younger creators who like want to do this for a living, man. Like truly, we appreciate your time hopping on the podcasts and everything you do, man. So truly appreciate it, man.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. But if y'all want to recap your 21st century athlete teams, and then we will wrap off this episode, and I'll go ahead and make a graphic out of it, and we'll see Jack win again. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But starting with Jack.
All right, I'll lead off. Max Scherzer was my first round selection, followed by John Wall, Trent Williams, Trey Turner, London Fletcher, Chris Samuels, Braden Holtby, Clinton Portis, John Carlson, and JD McKissick, the greatest football player of all time, probably maybe.
Madden Mobile legend. Madden Mobile legend. Absolutely. Eric, your team.
I wish I had done more writing down rather than crossing out throughout this process. You helped me. I know I've got Ovi at 1-1. My second and third round picks were Ryan Zimmerman and Nicholas Backstrom. I believe 4 and 5 went Bradley Bill and Gilbert Arenas. and then I'm gonna slow up quite a bit here in a second because it's 6-7. 6-7 was Tom Wilson to Terry McLaurin, I think those two together. And then following that, 8-9, I rounded it out. Justin Williams and Marcus Johansson. Lord, did I fumble. And then Gerardo Parra was my honorary pick.
I like it.
Man, I'm looking at all these other great names I passed up on. Dmitry Orlov, Evgeny Kuznetsov. Can't believe Kirk Cousins, Santana Moss, Jonathan Allen doesn't fall off the board. Oh, I sold.
You know, if we're talking about honorary picks, my other guy would have been RG3, just to throw that out there as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think RG3, his playoff runs in Washington, that would have been my 10th pick. But for my team, it's Juan Soto, Bryce Harper. This isn't in order. Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, TJ Oshie, Steven Strasburg, Jason Worth, Ryan Kerrigan, EDD. I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm going to say that. Anthony Rendon, Jordan Zimmerman, and my honorary pick, Denard Span. But I guess that rounds out our 21st century athlete draft. Stay tuned for number 4. We're doing Detroit with Shane Green. So that's going to be super exciting. But Eric, Jack, anything y'all want to shout out for Bat Boys coming up or Playoff Push podcast to go check out?
Jack, you can go first.
Okay. Oh, I go first. All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna
I have another pod right after this, so I'm gonna switch over to my Angels gear to for the next show. That's gonna be this week, dropping on Friday with the Angels' fourth round pick from this year's draft, Rylan Luho. That'll be coming out Friday morning. Just a lot of good stuff. I'll be doing some work down with the Frederick Keys, the Baltimore Orioles affiliate, next week in Maryland. Just more of the same from me and Caden down here at the Playoff Push Pod. Just a lot of good stuff. Follow if you don't already.
Yeah.
love the East Stadium. That'll be a fun time, bro. Enjoy. I mean, Bat Boys, we're going to the Field of Dreams game here in a couple of weeks in Iowa, which is going to be super exciting. Don't know what the coverage is going to look like for that exactly because I hear the airport and the field are like 2 hours apart. It should be a really fun, exciting experience. And in between then, make sure to listen to District Territory on the Foul Territory Network. I'm doing a new Nationals podcast, and we're giving away this Eli Willits signed baseball card. That's why I want to run the show off. So if you're checking this out, go subscribe. We're going to give this away at 1K. And yeah, stay tuned for 3 episodes a week.
Yeah. And I think y'all need to make sure to go follow, obviously, District Territory, Bat Boys Baseball, if you have not already. Playoff Push Podcast for JD Sports Zone. We have Cowboy Jeff from Dodger Films coming up soon. And I think there's one more guy, Kyle McClellan, a former St. Louis Cardinal as well. So stay tuned for everything on all of those pages. And make sure to vote Team JD Sports Zone so I can, come back on Jack. So we'll see what happens.